to be working. Yeah, there we go. Cool. Now we're in business. All right, my heart rate is not that high. Okay, so this battery's done. Close. All right, let's grab some. Grab some pliers. Come on, out you go. Come on, little guy. Okay, there we go. Tempered that back rather nicely. Cool. It's got that nice pale straw color. I like it. Probably still hot though. It's only been cooling for a little bit over there. Or it's already ice cold. Whoa, hello. Okay. Okay. This thing is not very on right now. It's yeah. I don't know if it wants to do the steel because the steel's too shiny, but the steel is not 60 degrees right now. Yeah, that's funny. That's funny. Okay, cool. Let's get my Twitch app open here. All right, cool. Let's get back to it. Man, this thing's really got my heart rate flying, but my heart rate is not that high. Maybe I should keep this thing a little closer too. This thing doesn't have very good range. Maybe if it gets out of range, I don't know. Okay. Yeah, it's got that nice pale straw color. Still quite hard. Nice little temper on it. So I'm going to cool it off the rest of the way because it's still not too warm. My little pocket chopper. I like it. These magnets just aren't going to work. Maybe the lens is dirty. Looks good. That's a good start. So, what do we want to do here? Yeah, I think I think I should take it down to 60. I think the 36 is a little aggressive right now. So let's take it down to the 60 grit. All right. Hey, Wisdom. Yeah, it was helpful. A lot of those guys enjoyed the stream, which was nice. Um, I always like to have different people checking out the stream, and I know they enjoy what he does, so I always figured the people that watch his stream would enjoy what I do. So it was kind of cool to have them all in here. So we tempered this bad boy back this morning, so it's got that lovely little it's got that straw color to it right now. So I'm going to I guess I should move the camera back over if we're going to grind. It was a fun stream. Those guys were all pretty cool. So, got some followers out of the deal. Hopefully some of them come back. Hopefully it wasn't just a one-off. But, I hope they show back up and get to enjoy more of the stream. If they liked what they saw, then, more power to them. Now, if I can only get my camera to hook up here. So definitely going to be doing some hammering today. I'm not 100% happy with this blade, the way it came out, so we're going to see what happens. I mean, it's cool-ish. I mean, it's got some issues right now. I have to really reprofile it because I lost a lot of blade. I'm actually thinking that, you know what? Maybe I'm going to change what I'm going to do right now. I was thinking about grinding a finger well into here. Wasn't so much a bend. Right up here at the top, right by my thumb here. Come on, focus. I mean, you can see where it's chipped out, but it's not really chipped. When I heat treated it, I left it really thin. I don't know why. I guess I was really bored yesterday and was just kind of going. And I just kind of kept talking and didn't realize I really grounded too thin. And when you try to heat treat an already ground edge, you can't really, you can't leave it super thin. And it just got really wobbly, just all over the place, right around the edge. So, I mean, yeah, there is a bit of a bend in it. I think it's just from the way I ground it, though. I think it's just a grinding bend. I think I just ground a warp into the damn thing. So I don't know. It's kind of tough to know what I'm gonna be able to do with it. I mean, I'm not gonna be able to set. Yeah, I might have to just toss this damn thing. I may just have to toss it. You know what? I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to start over. Instead of wasting belts and time on something that's not going to work, I think I'm just going to go back to the forge. So I'm going to pull the camera out again. I'm going to put it back here, and we're going to go right back to the grinder, or right back to the hammer. No sense wasting my time with, with something that ain't worth it. I'm going to do another one, and I'm going to do one better. That's all. That's all we do. Cool. So, it's alright. It'll end up in the scrap bin. Shame to waste the temper on it, but it's all good. Let's have some fun. Let's hammer some shit. I got a nice big hunk of steel over here waiting to get used. So, the remainder of the other one, I'm not 100% happy with it, so I'm not going to just chase it all day and sit there and try to recover it. I'm going to do this one better. I'm going to not grind it as fine before the heat treat. That was stupid. I don't know why I did that. And I'm going to leave more handle on it this time. So, all kinds of stuff I want to do different. I keep putting too little handle on there, not working the handle out far enough. I just did a lot of stupid. So, we're going to fix that problem. We're going to get this all right now. So, all right, let's get kicking. We'll see how accurate this heart rate monitor really is as the stream goes on. I'm just not going to be sloppy this time. I got to pay attention. I think that's what I really got to do. So I got enough steel on here. Still got plenty of steel. Should be able to work it out. Put the heart rate monitor to the real test. See if we can set the high score. If it sits around 75 to 80 during this, I know it doesn't work. A little weird wearing it. This doesn't want to sit straight up. Come on. There we go. Nope. Still don't want to do it? Okay. Things don't want to cooperate today. There we go. Now we're talking. we go. It's always this first, getting this thing hot always takes a little longer. I better get the fan on too while I'm thinking about it. Such a nice day out. I wish I could move the forge outside. Only problem is wind really makes the burner choke, so now, did I get out of range? No, there it goes. It's back. Well, I mean, you can have it in snow, but for me, with the way this thing works, when I'm outside, if I have it in any kind of wind, it really chokes the burner. Now that may just be part of the design of my burner, which is unfortunate, but you know, I'm not saying mine's great. It's pretty good, but you know, the only issue is that when like a breeze starts to come in, it either gets not enough oxygen or too much air. I don't know how it really works, but it happens down here. If I point the fan the wrong direction and it starts to blow past those nozzles, I have the same issues. Snow's fine. It's just, you know, snow would be great because that'll keep you cool, so you're not overheating. It's just the biggest worry is the wind. You got to really protect it from the wind. Yeah, it works. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, because of the way it blows past the holes, because it's just like a T connector. So it's basically a T connector at the top, which goes down into the burner. And so that just pulls air as it's, and actually the propane injector is right, like if I look through the T, I can actually see where the propane's coming out. So, you know, if that blows past, maybe it blows the way the propane mixes. I don't know. There's you know, I'm sure there's more going on than I understand. So, but I've had it outside before to be like, you know, this will be great. I'll take it outside and I'll, you know, just hang around and, you know, do it out there where it's nice and cool, and it just, you know, constantly just sounding like it was choking, and I didn't feel like dealing with that because I don't know how much damage that can do if it starts to go out or if there's issues. that does get the heart rate up there, doesn't it? Got to set the high score today. I mean, it's definitely working. If it sat there at 80 during this whole time, I'd be, concerned. But when I start swinging, if it gets up there, that's what we're looking for. That's why I got this. I thought it'd be kind of fun. Not going to be terribly exciting while I'm grinding, but could be a lot more interesting while I'm hammering. Thought maybe an afternoon stream would pull in a whole new crowd. Oh, I forgot to change my stream title. Well, it's weird, man. This is a very hard, tough. Hey, mediocre Justin. Is that Justin? I'm sorry. Things a little bit of a distance here. Justin, yeah. Things are going well. Welcome to the stream. If I haven't seen you here before. Going well. Banging out a new blade today. So, see what kind of luck we can have. I hope. But, hopefully everything goes well. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're staying safe during all the virus crazy. So, well, that's good. As long as you're trying to stay away from everything and stay out of the lunacy, that's what we can ask for, really. Some people just don't care and they're risking their lives and their health. Well, if you have questions, please feel free to ask. I do all my forging by hand, as you can tell, from raw pieces of what's called rail anchor. So I use that. I hand hammer the basic shapes and everything out, and then I grind it on the grinder behind me. So if you have any questions, please feel free to let me know. I do try to answer any questions you may have to the best of my abilities, which ain't great because I've only been doing this for about a year. So my abilities are not vast by any stretch, but I enjoy doing this. You know, it's a fun hobby. Keeps me, you know, fit and in shape. So I enjoy it. It's fun to make something. It's fun to turn out cool projects. Where's some of the recent stuff here? I got a bag full of presents here. Let's see. What do we got? We got blades. All my lovely quarantine blades, since I've been stuck under quarantine and off work for a little while. So we've got this lovely little guy, which came out pretty good. So paracord handle, all the blades I do are done with the same steel. This rail anchor steel is like a 1060 steel. It's a spring steel, hardens up real nice, takes a real good edge. Unfortunately, it's not stainless, so I acid etch all of my blades to help prevent rust for the end user, because if they get wet and stay wet, unfortunately, they're going to rust. That's just kind of the unfortunate problem with high carbon steel. But I just try to have fun with what I'm doing here and my viewers, and you know, have a good time with you guys, because you guys make it worth it to sit down here and stream. So that's basically it. And no, that's not a temperature gauge. That's my heart rate in the bottom left corner, or bottom right corner. I'm looking at my left. But yeah, that's my heart rate down there. So we'll see how high that goes today. That's a new feature we added just today. So I'm glad it works. But I think I'm going to try to set the high score today. So yeah, this is basically the stream. So like I said, any questions you may have, if you're wondering why I'm doing something or why I'm not doing it, most of the time it's why don't you do this? It's mostly money. Most of the reason I won't do a certain thing is because you know, people think that I can just keep throwing money at this stuff here, but stuff gets expensive. Hey, yo, Bob Ross, welcome back, man. Hope you're doing well. I gave up on the knife from last night. Too many issues to fix. I screwed up, so no worries. I threw it in the pile. I'm gonna hammer out another one. Hopefully I'll get it right this time. So I gotta just pay more attention to what I'm doing, be a little bit more careful with my grinding, and I think I won't have an issue if I do that. I overground it. I took it down way too thin, and that was my fault. So, not going to do that again. Just going to be careful this time. But I get to swing the hammer and test out my new pulse thing. So, as you can see down there in the bottom right, that is not the temperature of my forge. That is my heart rate. Although it might be about the same right now. So, don't know. We'll see. I should have a temperature gauge in here. This thing is not doing very well. I don't know what happened to this. Okay, that's starting to pick up right. All right, I am not 120 degrees. No, I'm not 100, well, my arm's not 120 degrees. I gotta figure out what's up with this thing. Right now, I really just want to stretch this out a little bit, get a good blade size on it. I like the design that I did yesterday. I like the pocket chopper. I thought that was kind of fun, but I need to not grind it as fine this time before I heat treat. That was dumb. But and I also need to cut the handle longer. I did short the handle. I've got to find a magic number for a handle length. Like this one, what's this one? This is pretty good. How long is this? Four inches. So if I leave 4 inches for handle, that should be good. Hey, Skull Bones, welcome back. I'm doing good. Hammering out a new blade because yesterday's blade didn't go so well because I was dumb. And now we are working on something new. And now you guys can always check on how I'm doing because of the heart rate monitor. So that's what that is down in the bottom right corner of your screen. That is not the shop temperature. That is my heart rate. So if that number gets really, really low, like, 0, it's not good. But other than that, right now I'm trying to set the high score. No, it wasn't too bad. I mean, it was simple mistakes, just some learning stuff that I need to pay attention a little bit better. I was a little sloppy while I was working. And I was too busy talking and wasn't paying attention to the grind, and I ground the thing a little too thin, and it's learning, it's part of the process for this thing. It's the way it goes. So I didn't like the handle either. The handle was a little too small, but so it was a little pocket chopper. It's a little hard to reach back here now. This way, there we go. So I'm gonna do the same kind of thing again. But again, I ground it too thin and there wasn't enough meat on the blade or anything like that. And the heat treat didn't go quite well. So there's just some issues and I messed up. It's fine. I still have this one to finish up. I did heat treat it. I need to finish grinding it. This is the more serious knife, like a legit chopper. I probably could just do paracord on it, but I don't know. So, well, yeah, that's how I learn everything down here. I don't have somebody coaching me. I don't have a master blacksmith telling me how to make stuff and how to do it. So I start from, I started from no knowledge, and I've gotten pretty good. I mean, I didn't know how to move steel originally, and that doesn't sound like much, but you've got to understand how the steel moves when you hit it. How to stretch it, how to pull it in different directions that you want it to go. And all that's really important as you learn. And so I had to learn all that stuff as I went. And I've gotten a basic idea now. But having this grinder for only about 2 weeks now, maybe 3 weeks, I still have to learn to have a little bit of self-control with it, because it is an animal and it will 100% eat whatever you put in it. And it did. It did exactly that. It ate the knife. Ate way too much of it. I was too busy talking and streaming and, whatever. I just got to learn to pay attention. That's all. So, but yeah. So hopefully I can get something finished out of this today. So I figure over the course of the day, a little bit of streaming, we'll get this one right. We'll get this one right. That's the first knife I've really kind of thrown to the side. That I've had a major issue with. So I've been pretty lucky so far that I really haven't had many problems with a lot of the stuff I've done. Most of the blades, even if they're not perfect, they never had major issues that made me just kind of throw it to the side. So, so I've been pretty lucky. I know before that a lot of the blades that I've done weren't perfect because my grinder wasn't great, so they never really looked, they never looked as good of the quality as I wanted. But the, now that I have the grinder, I kind of want them to be good. I don't want to waste belts and time on something that's not going to come out really good. Because if I can't sell it to somebody, what's the point of finishing it? What's the point of making the blade that's not going to be, something someone's going to want to buy? And if I don't think it's up to quality, well, it's probably not. So, I mean, I'm pretty picky about my own work, but I do want to do the chisel grind again. I think. I don't know if that's a smart idea. That may have been what screwed me up yesterday. So, starting to get it moved out to about the shape I wanted. I'm going to take it a little bit longer. It's a little too big for a normal pocket knife, but as far as lengthwise, but I like the chopper shape. I am having fun with that, so we'll see how that all goes. Got to slow the heart rate. Use the right breathing. Bring it under control. you got to be zen. Try to bring the numbers down. I'd like to think I do. I mean, my heart rate goes up pretty quick, but I'm in pretty good shape because I stay active. So, you know, my heart doesn't want to explode out of my chest because I climb a set of stairs. You know, things like that. So, I'm pretty thankful for that. I've been active mostly my whole life, playing sports and everything else. I mean, I still play baseball. I'm on, well, not right now because nobody's playing baseball, but I have a baseball team that I'm a player manager for, and that'll be, whenever this mess ends. But yeah, right now, we don't know what the season's going to look like. Well, I always recommend things for people that, are things to do that can keep you moving, that don't involve always like going crazy. Like for some of my friends, I had some friends who don't really get out a whole lot, and I recommended disc golf to them. Disc golf is something that I play probably more than I should, but it's very cheap to get into. Well, there you go. If you like to hike, and disc golf's for you. It's a great activity that you can do. I don't know where you're at, but there's usually disc golf courses almost everywhere. But it's a very fun thing to do that can keep you kind of sport active. Not really sport active. It's not a very exhausting sport, but it's something fun to do, and you can walk a course. They're a little smaller than golf courses. It takes 2 hours maybe to play around. Excuse me. I would say look into that if you're looking for that kind of thing where you want to get moving and just do a thing. I would check it out. It's very cheap to get into it. You can get a starter pack for like $30. The discs, which I have a couple right here. Let's see if I can grab a couple out of this box here. The discs are these little guys. They're just these little plastic things like this. They're little plastic discs. They come in all sorts of different types. They have like different qualities of plastic and different discs, but you can get a starter pack and get out and enjoy it. It's great with the kids because it's very kid friendly. The people that are out there are very, very nice. The disc golf community is incredible. I've never felt more part of a community than I have playing disc golf. They're very, very friendly out there. It's a very great atmosphere. So you go out, you have fun, you meet some people sometimes when you play, and everybody's just really, really nice out there. I would highly recommend it if you're looking for that little extra something to do, to be kind of active and have kind of an activity. So I'm not getting paid by any disc golf company to say this, but I just enjoy it that much. I really do. It's something to check out. There's a couple. I think there's one called Disc Golf Course Finder. If you search for that, you can find out if there's courses in your area. If you live in more open areas, some of the courses are really, really cool and really wide open. I'm in the New Jersey, Philadelphia area, so I tend to, there's some close courses, but sometimes, they can be a little bit, but they're pretty around. They're not hard to find, and they're free. That's the beauty part. The discs, the starter packs don't cost you much. Discs can cost you like $10 a piece. Oh, hell yeah, then you're fine. You might not be able to throw a rock without hitting a disc golf course. California has a lot of disc golf courses, and they got some that I would love to play. I would absolutely love to go play some of the California disc golf courses. Some of the best disc golfers in the world, they live out there, and they play out there, and let me tell you, I've seen videos of some of the courses, and I'm jealous as hell. I'm not even gonna lie, I'm just jealous. But yeah, you shouldn't have any problem finding courses out there. They love that sport out there. It's just a California kind of sport. Relax, laid back. Easy to learn. It really is easy to learn. All right. Come on. What is going on with this thing today? Whew. Okay. I'm running low on tea. I may have to get a refill. Come on, numbers, let's go. Down we go. Those numbers are too high. Come on, there we go. Tea is caffeinated as hell, but I probably should just be drinking water, but I love my iced tea. I can't help myself. The caffeine also keeps me awake. Oh, that's a big number. Woo! Okay. No. I've probably been here before. I just didn't have a number for it. Like I don't feel that stressed right now. I don't feel like my heart's that stressed. Like I know I've been here before. So this is nothing. This is okay. But come on, Justin, give me some credit, man. It would be fitting. It is a new high score. I'm trying to, like I said, I got to set the new high score. For 140 pounds, I would hope that something like that's not going to happen. So. Tongs are acting up again. See, but it comes back down pretty quick, or I think that's pretty quick. I don't know, I'm not a doctor. My wife's a nurse, and I hope she's not watching my streams. Especially not now. Not now that I got a heart rate monitor. Come on, hit it in the middle, idiot. Let's just get the breathing right when I'm done to bring it back down. Actually, I am going to go get that tea refill right quick. I have a spare half gallon. And I'm not going to say where it's from because I don't know if they sponsor me. So, you guys should still be able to hear me as I go through my fridge. Thank God for this awesomely long-range microphone. And we're back. Beautiful. Well, I mean, you can get one of these things. It's the Koospo. Really, that's what it is. Coospo. H6 is what I got. It's $30. You can get it for $30, and it's like a Bluetooth low power thing. So it basically just runs on a watch battery and doesn't use a ton of power. And I mean, for $30, you can check. You can check. It syncs to your phone. So it's actually, the app is synced to my phone, which is then going through their website or whatever, and that's what makes the whole thing work. What? What'd I do? What'd I do now? I didn't do anything. I swear it's not my fault. Oh, well, thank you for stopping in, Skullbones. I really do hope you get a chance to check it out. Oh, well, I mean, everybody's curious with that. It's an interesting thing to kind of know. So, But, yeah, take care of yourself. I'll probably be on most of the day today because there's not much else going on. So thank you again for stopping in. Hopefully I'll see you soon. The app that it actually uses that syncs to your phone, I mean, there's a million apps you could use, is called Pulsoid. Yeah. Well, it's called Pulsoid, and that's what you use to stream, because the Pulsoid app goes through their thing. I'm sure there's a million other apps you could use just to keep a tab on it on your phone. I mean, for $20, it's way cheaper than like buying a whole Fitbit. So there's that. That's what I didn't want to do. I didn't want like a Fitbit watch and spend $140 to have some Fitbit watch and all this crap. Huh. That's just the watch, right? The gear. Yeah, I mean, this thing isn't doing too bad. I mean, it has to be doing something. It has to be keeping somewhat track. Because if it said like 80 or 90 this whole time, I'd know it's full of shit. But, it's the strap on to your chest thing. So I'm wearing it right about here. It's not too uncomfortable. I know I'm wearing it, but, it's not so bad that, it's suffocating me. But, it's $30. Look it up. It's, like I said, it's the KUSPO H6. I think it's like ANSEC or something like that. You're going to see like another word in front of it. But it's only like 20 some bucks. And, it does seem to work. It even comes with the app that I got, the Pulsoid app, even comes with a cool graph. So I might have to like see that. You just see it like, that's the whole thing. So I was thinking of doing the little heart rate, like bouncy thing. That I can like get that down there, but I was like, I kind of want a number. Although to watch the little thing start going crazy would be kind of funny. Get a drink, stay hydrated. This is good for me because this is gonna make me keep tabs on myself a little bit. So I know I'm not like overdoing it. Which is good. Just gotta remember to breathe. See? 100 and something is much more manageable. And then back it goes. And to think I almost bought a 4-pound maul the other day. That would have been hilarious. All right, time to turn the fan up a little bit. feels good. Oh, good fan. Yes, that's much better. Actually starting to sweat. It's been so cool down here lately with the winter. I haven't really been sweating too much. Spring is here. I'm going to double bevel this because I don't want to risk the same problems I had last time with that chisel grind. It's not great. It's already pretty warm down here, and then the fan, during the winter it's actually not bad because it gets hot over here and the fan's pumping in air, that's cooler. It kind of balances everything out and you really don't notice, but it starts to get 70, 80 degrees outside. That air is not that much cooler over there, so it gets there. I am the Jackal. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the channel. I hope you're enjoying. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask away. And as always, enjoy. And I'm sure you have plenty of questions because this stream gets stranger and stranger as time goes on. Fortunately, I haven't had to look for anything yet. So that's usually my favorite part of the stream, when I start losing crap, because I do it all the time. Coffee's fair. But feel free to chat away, Jackal. I love chatters in here. I love getting to meet all of my viewers and such. So please feel free. Oh, whew. Okay. Bring it back down. 140. Come on. Breathe. iced tea. Good stuff. Hand's a little stiff. It happens. Sometimes it's these gloves. I feel like I really gotta really over grip with these gloves sometimes. Oof, still got a ways to go stretching this handle out. Oh, Lord. I got a ways to go. Okay. Ugh. I really would like to refinish this anvil. It's so rusty. I'd love to just really put a nice finish on the front of it, clean it up. But that's probably going to take longer than it will between streams for me. I have some kind of marker on this anvil I can use for like a 4-inch mark. Oh, actually, that's perfect. There happens to be a big gouge in my marker, 4-inch on my anvil, 4 inches from this edge. So I got a perfect 4-inch line so I can start gauging my handle a little better. Perfect. Still a little ways to go. Who needs to go to the gym when you're pumping like this? Maybe as a stream bonus today, I think I'll round off this hammer. I think I need to make this into a rounded hammer. What do you mean, Wisdom? You wouldn't be... Sorry, I don't know what I might have said. Oh, yeah. No, gyms are closed. Like, everything in our area is closed. Like, they're shut down. I mean, our the tri-state area, New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania, you know, it's hit. And the thing is, a lot of people are saying, well, New Jersey's really bad, so you got to be careful. But the problem is, a lot of it came from New York. Well, okay, that always helps. But, you know, with New Jersey, the problem is because New York and New Jersey up top, everybody commutes from New Jersey to New York for work. All the people that were sick in New York, you know, that came to New Jersey, you know, now the problem is it's like, well, now New Jersey sounds bad. But down here by me, it's not so bad. Philadelphia a little bit more so, but not most of Jersey. So it's some of the stats can be misleading. The real problem is when people think of New Jersey, they think of New York because that's what they think of. That or they think of the orange people from the Jersey Shore. And if that's the case, well, I got some choice words for you, but we're not going to go there right now. People always forget that there's actually, you know, the rest of Jersey, which is the south side, which is way different from New York. There's more to the state than New York suburbs and Pine Barrens. So, yeah, well, it's just, that's what everybody, you know, thinks because they don't really realize the difference of, I mean, I'm not really great at other places, but, you know, with New York and New Jersey, everybody kind of thinks that's New Jersey, that whole north part of Jersey. You know, everybody's like, oh, you know, Newark, Parsippany, you hear all those cities, and it's like, you know, well, they forget about South Jersey, which is mostly Philadelphia suburbs, really. So it's a completely different atmosphere from New York, really. Or I think it is. I mean, when I've been up there, you know, well, they just opened up a giant new mall up near New York, up in North Jersey. You can like see the New York skyline from it, but the problem is, basically, I think it was going to go out of business when they opened it. It's got like a ski resort inside. It's huge. They're trying to compete with the Mall of America, but then they're like, oh, you want to come here? Well, you got to pay money to park. And people are just like, nope, I'm not paying money just to go in. So, you know, nobody really wanted to go there. And when it had its opening, half the stuff was not even open yet. So it's like, yeah, hey, come to our grand opening where like a third of the mall is open. No stores were ready yet. It was embarrassing. You know, you try to compete with like Mall of America and you open up this great mall and fail miserably. Which was kind of sad. I was hoping it would do well. I mean, it's got a ski resort inside. I mean, like a big ski hill inside, which is cool. It sounds neat. I'm not a ski fan, but it sounds cool. Almost there. Oh, God. Well, see, everybody's going to tell you something different based on what they like. They're always like the whole Pats Geno's argument. So, I mean, there's that disagreement that happens every time you talk about cheesesteaks. But, I mean, it's really a matter of preference, whose rolls you like. Quite frankly, most of them get the same meat and same rolls. A lot of time, it's the difference is how they prepare them. Because some places just use slightly different stuff on them and stuff like that. But most of them are basically the same. The two big places, Pat's and Geno's, are quite literally across the street from each other. You can stand at one, see the other. which is always funny. It's like, oh, Pat's, oh, Geno's. Well, then you didn't miss much because I'm not a big fan of either of them, frankly. So any of the other ones, any of the other places you couldn't go, oh yeah, there's that. If you're going to go to one of those places, you got to go like off lunch. And I've never been a fan. I work in Philly. Fortunately, I work away from the city, so I don't have to actually deal with that. But if I had to work in like Center City, Philly, or any of those areas, I would kill myself. Like I can't. I hate looking for parking. I hate dealing with parking. Fortunately, where I work, there's no issues. So I'm not giving away a lot of personal information. So I'm not going to try to do that and say where I work. But it's just like I work away from the city, so it makes it a lot easier for me. And I just can't stand dealing with city parking at all. Yeah, those are pretty good. That's where a lot of people, that's a lot of people's fallbacks, Tony Luke's and Jim's. That's where, everybody else says, oh no, don't go to Pat's or Geno's, go to Jim's. Jim's is better, So it really is. It's like factions. It's horrible. Like, you think the factions in like Fallout 4 are divided? No. Try cheesesteaks in Philadelphia. Like, it's insane. It's absolutely crazy because people are so adamant about how much better their steak is than the other one. I swear there might be wars one day. Like there's going to be the cheesesteak wars. Like that scene in, well, not the scene, but when they talk about Demolition Man, where they're like, oh yeah, the fast food wars or the food wars. That's what it's going to be. It's going to be that. Yeah, that's fair. I'll give you that. Philadelphia is not really, they say it's a city of brotherly love, but I think that's a lie. It hasn't been that in 200 and some years. I'm not proud of that fact. We're not a very polite city. New York's not much better, I'll be honest. But, I'm not proud of that fact. But, I'm not really from Philly, so I don't have to, it doesn't reflect on me. I'm from Jersey, so you can say whatever the hell you want about Philly. But being my local thing, it's like, oh, well, that sucks. We are an ornery and easily riled bunch. And politeness isn't exactly one of our fortes. And to be honest, if you were here in a car and you were driving and you did something stupid, I probably flipped you off. I ain't gonna lie about that. And I think that's the thing about Philadelphia drivers. Like every area has their drivers and their style of driving. The thing about Philly is we have our drivers that I think we drive better, but we drive angrier. Yeah, that can be that way. Yeah. I like Southern hospitality. Don't get me wrong, I love it. And I think I would fit in well there, but the problem with it is, to me, is everything's so much slower. What the hell is that? Cool, piece of cinder block. That's neat. I have no idea why that's up there. Oh, there's more of them up there. Cool, I need a step ladder. Anyway. Yeah, I think the slow speed, I think, would bother me more than anything. I'm a guy who, when I want something, I want it kind of done. So I hate waiting. I hate it, man. That's kind of, I love Amazon because they have everything, but I hate waiting for stuff. Like, if you tell me I gotta wait till tomorrow for something, I'm like, no, I don't know. So that's kind of the only thing I like, and I know things being slower and having to wait for stuff down there, I'd be like, I don't know about this. So, you know, that's the only thing I don't know if I would like, per se. I mean, I'm sure there's bigger things I could complain about, but yeah, that's the one thing that would probably bother me. All right, where's the 4-inch mark here? Right there. All right, I'm almost ready. Probably gonna get this handle just about finished up. Oh, well, okay, fair enough. I've hated waiting. It's always been the way. Like, when I want to get something done, I want to get it done. When I need something, I want to have it in my hand. Which bothers me because it's like, now that brick and mortar stores are going away, they're not carrying all the stuff that you want, you got to order stuff. And like, on Tuesday, the reason I didn't stream on Tuesday was because my power supply blew up on my computer. And I couldn't, well, to be fair, everything's closed right now, but to have to order something if I needed it, it's like, I don't want to wait 3 days. I just want to get it, fix it, and be done. Oh, well, yeah, it's so quickly when you're waiting 2 days, but like when I ordered, me and my wife ordered 3 things from Amazon on Monday night. Monday night we ordered 3 things. The first thing came Wednesday, and she ordered 1 thing for herself. So the first thing for me came Wednesday, and the other thing came today, which was the heart monitor. And like, I hate waiting. Like, if I could go to a store and get this and have that, if there was a store of Amazon, like you could go in there and shop, I would move there. I would move there tomorrow. I don't give a shit. I would move. But, you know, that's the thing. I was like, I would love to just go there and be like, oh my God, I want to pick all this stuff out and just get it. And I think Amazon should do something like that, because that would be amazing. But, you know, I'm silly, so, you know, people might think I'm crazy for thinking that. Like, oh, why would you want to do that? I don't know, because I want my stuff now. Like, if I need a thing, Amazon has so many things that I may need. And if I need a thing, I need to go get it. You know, I hate waiting for a part, like for my computer. If I needed to wait for a power supply, I don't want to wait. I want my power supply. I need to fix my computer. If streaming was my life, you know, I'd be in a lot worse shape than if I had just, oh, well, whatever, I'll wait. I can just cancel my stream for today. Some guys can't do that. Streaming is their thing, their livelihood. I mean, I love Prime. I love getting my stuff quick. I mean, 2 days ain't bad, but it's still a little nerve-wracking for me. Let's put it that way. It's a little tough waiting. That's all. That's all I'm saying. Well, East Rutherford is New York, but I mean, I'm talking a store that has all their Amazon stuff, like, obviously it would have to be warehouses, but, a place where you could just go and get it. I'm sure that there's some way that they have a thing where you can order it from that store and it picks it and you go there and you grab your box and off you go. Like, here's your box, fuck off, see ya. But like, I just want to shop. Like, if I could just wander the aisles and endless aisles of just shit, oh, I'd go crazy. I'd love it. I'd be like, oh, I forgot I needed one of those, or oh, I never knew I needed one of those. What I do now, and that's what would happen. Oh, it would be horrible. It would be, and they'd probably design it like a goddamn IKEA. So once you started, you're stuck until you weave your magical way through the way and then back out. There's one in, one out, and that's it. But you got to weave through this magical maze of bullshit until you find your way out. IKEAzon? Is that what we should call it? IKEAzon? You just get lost in there? Their slogan, IKEAzon. Good luck, fucker. Getting in pretty good shape here. Kind of like it. I got a nice long handle finally. Yeah, see? It's appropriate, I'm telling you. I forgot to change my title for a few days. I forgot that I had titles. I still had that Wilson one up there, and I was like, oh crap, I forgot about that. Well, that's been the thing. That's why I've lost track, because I don't anymore right now. So I'm basically just kind of drifting in the wind, I guess. I've just been kind of like doing this and keeping busy, finding whatever I can to do to keep me occupied. I was washing my car yesterday before I streamed, today, well, here I am. Because it's, 3 o'clock my time. So, I'm trying to do anything I can to keep myself busy. I can't normally stream at these hours. Normally I can just stream after work, so I get on by 6:30. So, I think I'm getting happy with this one. All right, a little bit more. I'm gonna do a little bit more work on the handle. I'm gonna thin it down one more time, and I think I'm about ready. Oh, that's so good. it's so tasty. Man, I could go for a sponsorship from the company I get my tea from. I'm not saying who they are. Well, you wouldn't even know who they were anyway, because they're very localized, the stores, so you've never heard of them unless you might remember them from your trip through this area. But I doubt that was the one thing that you were like, oh, I know what I want to remember from Philadelphia. The name of this one convenience store. I mean, you might, to be honest. The name of it's so weird. You'd probably be like, what the hell is that name? But the place is called Wawa. And it's a local thing here. As you drift farther away, you start to have people start to, I guess the more south you go, you start to get this Wawa Sheetz debate. And that's like a big thing. But too far away, Wawas just don't exist. I think they only go down to like the Carolinas at best. All right, let's straighten this bad boy out. Actually, it's pretty goddamn straight already. Oh. I was actually paying attention today. Look at that. Little gentle nudges. Oh God, Wegmans is terrible. Don't get me started on that. So there we go. That's nice and straight, but that's the general shape that we're looking at here. I guess I'm gonna have to heat this handle up. I'm gonna bring this back off a little bit here. So I need a mark. I need my 4-inch line here. I don't know if chalk's going to sustain in the fire, but we'll see. So I'm going to try to use this splitter and cut this thing off. That chalk's going to be gone. Yeah, Wegmans is something that people seem to like around here. Yeah, well, I'm going to see if it works. I mean, that's what I got it for. Yeah, like Whole Foods, I'm never shopping there again. Whole Foods really screwed the pooch during this whole, like, whatever, the whole virus thing. The chairman of Whole Foods came out and said, yeah, during this whole, virus pandemic, if people are sick, the healthy people can donate their vacation time to help out the sick people. I was like, oh no. No. I don't think so. That's really bad. Like every other company is like, hey, let's, if you're sick, stay home, please. It's taken care of. Don't come near us. They're like, hey, why don't all you healthy people give them your sick time? Get the hell out of here. Sorry, whatever. I hate to talk politics or whatever you want to call it, but I was fuming on that one. Oh, well, okay, cool. There's even more reason for you. There's a real reason. I don't like their prices and crap either, but whatever. I don't know how this is going to work, but we're going to find out. it's starting to go through. I'm a little ginger with it because I'm trying not to go ham. This is my tongs are driving me nuts right now. But yeah, so I hope that's a good reason for you to hate them even more. If I can give anybody that, I am. Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to leave it close. I don't know what I'm gonna do. There's no way I'm gonna cut all the way through it. I mainly got this tool to cut like Damascus so I could fold it over kind of thing. So I'm probably just gonna get close and then cut it the rest of the way with the grinder. So at least that'll get, 90% of the grinding, handled. So I can just pretty much just zip it right off. Believe me, every time I have somebody down here working on this thing, I'm making sure I tell them, like, if whatever you're working on slips out of this, fight that reflex to go, oh, and grab. No, don't do that. Yeah, well, blacksmiths really know what they're doing with metal. I mean, they have such a better idea of how to move metal, and I don't. I'm just lucky I can get some kind of idea of what I'm doing. This is just saving me some grinder time. I know grinder discs aren't expensive, but it's funny, it warps the whole thing when you hit it on there, though. All that work I did getting it flat, bullshit. Yeah, that's pretty close. I can live with that. Yeah, I can cut that off. That's fine. It's weird to sit and say like, oh, well, you're not, but you make stuff. You're a blacksmith. I'm like, no, it's a totally different set of skills, really. And good on. Oh shit. Grab that. And good on blacksmiths for the stuff they can do. I mean, I wish I could do, a fraction of the stuff they do. But it's just, I don't know. I do the bottle openers and they're fun, but I think that's about as far as I go for, actual blacksmithing. I'm just not very good otherwise. Occasionally got to reshape my tools. Tongs need to be cooled off, though. They're getting a little toasty. No water. No more water quenching. Not doing that. Poor guys are having a rough run of things. These poor tongs have been through hell. But they're so good. They're perfect for what I'm doing. Oh, that's cool. There's a one of the places that I first really kind of got a little hooked on watching blacksmithing was I watched every year we go to this place in Bethlehem, PA called Music Fest, and basically it's not like a fest. It's not like a South by Southwest or something like that. It's basically the whole town is taken over by like crafting and food and little musical acts and stuff like that. And every day they have like a big act, like they book big names. Um, and there's that's like a ticketed show. At the end of the night, you can go pay, to go to the ticketed show. But I mean, it's 10 days of like the whole town being taken over, and there's like some historic parts around basically the area it's set up in, and one of them is a blacksmith's building. And every time in there, there's always a guy, there's always guys in there talking about it, doing it, and and working and making stuff. And you see like this fully outfitted, like old, basically museum-ish kind of thing, like old setup. I mean, but he's got every tool in the world, and then some probably. But it's really cool to see that, and to see, the different stuff that they used back then. It's in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. It's I think it's August. It runs through August. It's like 10 days in August. You can search for it online. Music Fest with a K, Musikfest, and every year it's huge. It's gigantic every year. You don't have to like pay to get in. You just go there. You just go to the place. You just go to the city. You park somewhere, and then you just wander in. But the only thing you have to do is you have to buy like these tickets. So if you're a certain type of vendor there, like a food vendor and stuff, you don't like pay for your space. You pay a percentage of what you make. And so to make sure they're honest about what they make, companies will, people will, that when you go in there, you have to buy like these tickets. So they're the same price. You say like, I want $20 of tickets. You get $20 of tickets. And then you go to a place and it's like, well, how much is this? $7. You give them $7 in tickets. And then when they want, when they cash out at the end of the show, they give them the tickets and they keep a percentage. That's how they make their money. It's the way it works. But that's basically the only thing you really pay for. You pay for those tickets, and you get money, and you use that. So you honestly, you can go there and literally not spend a dime. You don't have to pay anything to get in. Again, the music, all the acts that are around, there's like 7 or 8 different tents with different music going on at all times. It's really a great trip. I know obviously Bethlehem, PA is a little far for some people, especially from Texas and the like and far away. But it's it's an hour and a half drive for me. But it's a really cool experience, and it runs for 10 days. And if you have the chance, I would say go for it. I love it. I think it's a blast. You just go around, you eat, you drink until you can't feel your face, and then you go home. That's it. If you're gonna go, book a hotel now because they fill up fast, like real fast. Like probably when you find out on the website what day it is, like what days it is, I can't remember. My wife can tell you. It's always like the certain week, first or second week of August or some shit. I can't remember, but it's it's a great time. It's a lot of fun, and I mean it's kid friendly. It's just a good time. It's really just a nice place to hang out and really just kick around. All right, is this thing gonna work today here? What do we got going on here? Let's go. That seems to be working. Well, here's the thing. A lot of local people come there. It's a lot of the same crafters that go there every year, and I've never really seen like a blacksmith. I think the guy that does the museum thing is kind of I think he's there all year round. Like they do different stuff during the year at this place, so I don't think the guy rolls from Virginia all the way up to Bethlehem, on a weekly basis to do these classes and stuff. Because I think they do classes, they offer that stuff. But it's a neat place. The crafters are fun too. A lot of the crafters that show there's cool wood crafters. There's what other kinds of stuff do they got? I mean, just basically all kinds of stuff people are selling. The food's great. If you love roasted corn on the cob, I usually get like 3 ears. I can't help myself. It's just really amazing roasted corn. Local corn in this area is amazing. If you like corn, it's amazing. In this area, basically any corn you get around here is incredible. Um, so there's things like that. It's just a cool time, frankly. Uh, that's if you wanted to take the kids there or just come up for a trip, it's really that kind of fun thing. Because like I said, you don't have to pay like $100 to get in. You don't have to be like, oh, cool, I have to pay $100 to get into this place, and then I'm buying food and drink. And I mean, you can bring your own drink. You can bring your own drink. I mean, you bring drink, you bring some snacks and food. The food there is incredible. They got so many different food places. All the local town stuff is open, so you got all the local stores and eateries and shops, and it's awesome. I mean, that's really all the more I can say about it. It is just awesome. I would recommend it 8 days a week. You have to check it out. It's a lot of fun. It runs like 10 days. It runs from a Friday to a Sunday. So, hey, really, you should. And if you do, hey, if you come up to it, let me know, and I'll, hey, I could even meet you up there, because it's an awesome time. I'll show you all the cool places to go. They change some stuff every year, so it's not always the same. There's so many music acts. Like if you wait till it's closer and you're like debating a day, if you're debating on like a day, you can check out the different musical acts. And the ticketed acts, I'm not kidding, are like big bands. Like bands, I don't care what music you listen to, but if you say the name kind of thing, you're going to know who they are. Like big country acts, big rock acts, and the tickets aren't even usually that expensive, like $40 or $50 for the show. And but all the rest of the tickets, or all the rest of the show, all the different venues all around the place, they're free, and you just decide what you want to see. There's one tent that's like polka in the morning, but then it becomes like a rock and roll tent, and they got great cover bands. They got like a Latin area that plays all Latin music all day long, country music in different places. It's incredible. If you check out the website, it'll probably give you a good idea as far as what they do, but you can't go wrong. And the food, the food. If you can't find something you want to eat there, you're not hungry. It's the only way I can put it. If you can't find food you want there, you're just not hungry. Because everything there is it's just incredible. All the food is like what was it I had last year? I had 2, maybe 3 ears of corn. And then I had like this giant roasted turkey leg. It's just like they roast a turkey leg. They give it to you with like a aluminum foil handle, basically. They wrap around there so you can hold it. And then it's like, here you go, big ass turkey leg. And it's just like, it's like just a big smoked turkey leg, and it's so good. And it's a lot of stuff like that. It's good food, and it's really lax. Right. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's fair. But a lot of the stuff there too, there's a lot of like multicultural stuff, because the Music Fest thing is a German thing. So there's a lot of German food. That's why I said that one of the things is like polka in the morning. It used to be just polka all day, but then they realized that the people that are coming there are no longer listening to polka. So they kind of were like, okay, we got to kind of branch this out a little bit. So the polka tent is kind of like polka a little bit. And then it's normal human music, but a lot of stuff. I mean, smoothies and snacks and food, and it's just really it's fun. It's great. So I'm just I'm not a representative of them. I swear, they're not paying me, but it's just it's just that good a time. I would tell anybody to go. Like really, go have fun. Take the family, enjoy yourself, and yeah. Not much more I can say than that, really. If that didn't already convince you, I don't know what else I can tell. Let me flip this over so I can actually see where I'm cutting. If that didn't convince you, I don't know what else I can say to get you to go there. So hold on to your earphones, folks. If you're listening on headphones, hang on a second. We're going to the angle grinder. This shouldn't take terribly long, so hold on to your butts for a moment. Let me just get this thing cut off. 1 second. That's much quicker. Still loud, but quicker. There we go. That's what we're looking at so far. With the steam. Okay, so that got hot. Hotter than I thought it would. So, that's what we're looking at. The Pocket Chopper. So I could probably grab some length out of this. I could probably bring this in. It's much thicker than it was. Much longer handle. Oh yeah, I'm comfortable with that. Right at about the 4-inch mark. Look at that. So that's what we're going for. I guess it's grinding o'clock. Wow, already? Excuse me. I need to put up another nail for this thing. I've got places I want to put nails, but I've got an HVAC duct right here. I can't put one on here. This is way too close to all the power, so no. That's over the forge, so that's no. That's where the belts go. Urgh. Oh, wait, yeah? Oh, wait, no, that's... Oh, now that's blocking the light. Okay. Oops. Be professional. All right, screw it. I'll just hang it in front of the... Nobody cares about this anyway. Before I throw it away, since nobody gives a shit, if you've never gotten a chance... Well, you're in Texas, of course you've probably gotten a chance. I did get to shoot a 50 cal not long ago. So that is a freaking ball. If you've never done it, go do it. It's a hell of an experience. Even if you don't like guns, go do it. It's fun. All right. Magnet. Where's my bitchin' magnet? There's my bitchin' magnet. Oh, it's got stuff stuck to it. I need a table right here is what I need. No, the rifle. The 50 BMG. The Barrett M90A1. The monster. The Deagle's okay. That's cute, but why would you ever need that? I know people say, well, why the hell would you ever need the Barrett M90? Well, there's a range near here. My buddy's dad works at the range, and for like 25 bucks, you can shoot it. Which everybody's like, well, it's expensive for one shot. I'm like, yeah, but you don't sit there and shoot it all day. You go there, you shoot a bunch of stuff, you shoot your pistol, your rifle, and then you're like, all right, cool. Now we're going to shoot this monster. And it's like, it's an experience, you know? You only need to say you do it once. Like how much is it to go parachuting? You know, how much is it to go jump out of an airplane? It's like, you're telling me you're going to pay that much money to jump out of a perfectly good aircraft? Yeah, that's just as silly. But for like 25 bucks, you shoot one round, and it's all you need. Trust me, it's all you need. I can't believe it would be hard for you down there in the South to find a place that has 50s. Those things are freaking everywhere down there. All right, let's see if we can... Where the hell did I have this before? I don't know. Did I have it like... No, that's... No. I don't know where I had this before. I should have marked where I had the feet. Well, yeah, fair enough. But it is cool. It's fun. It's a kick. I should put. I'll have to put the video up on my Instagram of me shooting it. It doesn't give you a really good idea of what it's really like. Um, you think, oh, that's not too bad. Oh, it's something. You know, the concussion. The concussion is what the big thing is. It's like when you shoot it, the concussion of the shot is that's the thing that's something incredible here. As I try to put my webcam, there we go. Trying to get this threaded, but the man, wow, this is really touchy today here. There we go. Sorry about that, guys. I swear to God, I am trying to get another webcam. I swear. But once the great webcam shortage of 2020 ends, I will get one. That's pretty good, right? Right about there. There is actually something I would like to do in Texas. Speaking of guns, the one thing I would love to go to Texas to do is hog hunting out of a chopper. I would love to do that. I know those things are a bloody menace, or at least so I've been told. I would love to go down to Texas. They fly you around in a helicopter, and you shoot wild hogs. They recover the hogs, they butcher them, and they send you the meat. And I just think it would be a blast buzzing around in a helicopter, shooting out of a helicopter. I mean, I don't care who you are. That's cool as hell. I think the company's called like Hog Choppers or some shit. There's a bunch of them, but the one I was looking at was called Hog Choppers, and it looks so fun. I never grew up though, so okay, get my earplugs. I'm gonna drop the audio down. Hopefully my heart rate will start to bottom a little bit. It shouldn't still be at 100, but I am still a little on the dehydrated side. Probably from sweating and working in this forge. So I'm trying to get the water back up. It's funny, I can drink all this tea over here. I'll drink most of it, and then the next day I'll go upstairs and pee like 4 drops. Oh. Well, if I ever take a trip out to Texas, I'll look you up. How's that? I mean, the out of a helicopter thing, it's obviously more expensive, but again, it's that thrill thing. You know, it's a thrill. You're not going to just do it for whatever. I mean, you can hunt, you know, anybody can hunt on the ground and whatever, but, you know, to be flying around in a moving helicopter, firing live rounds out of it, it's like, oh, it's so cool. I don't know. I'm a little weird with the stuff I like, but I'll have to look you up. You give me a ring when you come up here to Music Fest, and I'll give you a shout when I head down to Texas to shoot pigs. How's that? Oh hell yeah! Even if it's not even that big a gun, I'm just gonna be shooting the AR. I mean, I wouldn't mind just shooting the AR out of a helicopter. That's fine. I don't need to be shooting like a 30-30 out of a helicopter. I don't need to be shooting that, shooting a monster out of the helicopter. I don't need that. I just need, just the AR is plenty of gun for me. Thank you. Yeah, exactly. The AR-15 is a great platform. Uh, I just, I just think out of a helicopter. I mean, there's plenty of videos of it, so that's kind of why I would rather be in the helicopter. I don't really want to be on the ground because those bad boys get angry. And I mean, look, I'm 140 pounds. I probably weigh less than one of them. So if I was stuck on the ground with one, it's probably got a sporting chance. So we don't need that. I'll stay in the air. Thank you. Death from above, baby. All right, here we go. Let's fire this sucker up. Headphone users, do mind your volume. I did try to turn it down, so let's see what we got. I mean, I can't get my dad to go with me because my dad was in Vietnam, and having him up in a helicopter with a gun again, he's, a little bugged out about that, and that's plenty fair. But I really just think it would be a lot of fun. So. Hey, I'm doing a service. They're a menace, and they're good eating. I don't normally even hunt. I don't really like to hunt, but that's all I'd want to do. I just want to do that. Is that weird? I mean, it might not be so bad as long as I'm not up in the chopper yelling, "Get some!" the whole time. Looks like a flashback to Full Metal Jacket. As long as I could play, I can't think of the song, but I'd have to look it up. Like, there's that song that they attribute, like, Vietnam to. And if I could, as long as I could play that in my cans and listen to that song the whole time, that would be it for me. If I get on the helicopter and the song from MASH is playing, if I walked up to the helicopter and the song "Suicide is Painless," the MASH theme song was playing as I walked up, and then as I got in the helicopter, I was listening to that, the song from Vietnam, whatever. I think you know it. You probably know what song I'm talking about. There's like one song that, like, they always play when you see the flying helicopters from Nam, and I can't think of what it is now. All right, that's one side kind of cleaned up. Let's clean this up. Although it's still one of my my favorite lines from Full Metal Jacket, as fucked up as it is. Because it was a great line. They're in the chopper interviewing the guy on their way out to the base, and they're like, "How do you shoot women and children? It's easy. You just don't lead them as much." Which is messed up, and I get it. It's war and all that stuff, and it's a messed up line, but it's I don't know, man. It's still a funny line. As dark as it is, it's still funny. Sorry, sensitive people, but that's a funny line. Say what you want. I don't care. I don't think they let you use tracers, unfortunately. I think that's the only problem. That would be fun. 5.56 tracer rounds, shooting pigs out of a chopper. Oh, that'd be the best. It's either if it wasn't expensive, because I know it is. I mean, I priced it out already. But if I could go up there and instead of using the AR, use a I don't think they want you. I don't think they let you use them. I never saw anything about using tracers. But if I couldn't, well, if I had the money, instead of using the AR, I'd want to use the M249 saw, because that is one of my favorite guns of all time. It is a beautiful platform. It is an amazing assault rifle. And Lord, does it just look cool and do the goddamn job. It's a heavy tank, but yeah, fair enough. I mean, the saw is a monster, but just gotta go for the head, I guess, which is easier said than done when on a when riding in a helicopter. I don't know. I mean, it sounds silly. I guess the whole problem would be like, oh yeah, let me go out to Texas, book a hotel, and shoot hogs. You know, it's a little cost prohibitive, I guess is a good term to use. So I don't know. I have my little rushes that I want. It's not top of my priority list, to be fair. So I'm not like, I've got to do this. It's maybe on my bucket list somewhere. So maybe when I retire and I'm, yeah. Maybe when I retire, it'll get there. It'll bump its way up the list a little bit. So, I think today I'm going to try something different. I am going to, at some point, change the grinding wheel here and the rear drive wheel so that I will mount the slow wheel, and I'm going to use the small grinding wheel, because what I want to do with this one is I have a small wheel and I want to grind in here. So I want to grind like an extra finger well in this area. So I think that's what I want to do. I hope it works. But I'm probably going to try that out soon. So once I get things generally flat, I'm going to do that. Yeah, but I want to go to Texas. I don't know, they're more of a menace in Texas. And I don't really want to go to North Carolina. I've been there. I don't want to go back. No, thanks. Well, actually, no. You know what? That's not fair. The people in North Carolina were very nice. It was a really nice place. We went to a lot of nice areas. And you know what? They were really cool people. So I can't say a bad thing about North Carolina. It wasn't, again, the slower, like the farther south you go, everything moves slower. But it was a nice place. I can't say too much about North Carolina bad. I really can't. We had a great time. I mean, I wouldn't mind a little trip, but hey, if I don't go to Texas, I can't meet Wisdom here. So that's kind of part of the deal. I got to go down to Texas so I can meet Wisdom here. And I can bring all the knives that I want him to make cheese for. I got to really keep this baby cool. I'm moving a lot of metal off of here. So, but it's getting flat. It's very hard to do this on stream here. So the top really still has all the forge scale. The bottom's about there. So we're going to see what we can do. Getting close. I think it's time to flip it back over. Go back to the other side. Let me get some of the magnet dust off again. That's the thing, magnet dust. Man, my heart rate really needs to go to hell back down. Let's clean this up. think I might do the stream later in the kilt. It's hot down here. Forge scale stinks when it grinds off too. Coming along. I'm pretty happy with it. I think it's about time to start work on the blade. So, time to do the change here. I want to get the handle generally flat around the edges here. I want to get this flattened and squared. And go all the way up around here. Get all this flattened. Get the blade flat and square. And then once we do that, I'm going to switch over, and I think, like I said, I want to grind. Let me see if, I don't know how this will show. I'll have to move this a little bit so you guys can see. So I've got this lovely little small wheel tool, which I want to grind in here. Oh God, I'm so backwards today. So I want to grind in here with it and grind a finger well. Oh my God, I'm terrible at this today. Grind the finger well down in here. So it kind of inside the blade, so there's almost a little overhang. So the blade will be a little overhung. Let's see if I can try to draw it in chalk on here, what I'm looking at doing. Picasso, I am not. Okay, so if you can see all the white area, that's what I want to kind of grind away and leave that, grind it down into there so there's a little bit of a finger well up inside the blade there. So it might be good. It'll give you a little bit of finger protection. Might add a kind of cool look to it too. That's what I'm thinking. This is all going to get squared off here on the edge, and then there will still be a ricasso. Now that I know the term right, there will still be a little ricasso and then blade edge all the way down. So that's the general idea. But I want to get this all flat, get this ground flat on the rest, get this all flattened up on both sides, and then trim all this, get all this nice and smooth, and that's a good idea, good plan. That's my plan. Put my magnet down on the anvil so I can make sure that I can't get it later. Okay, tighten this up. I guess I should move this back, shouldn't I? There we go. And since I'm in a mood, I need a magnet. Where's my magnets? Okay, see, here we go. Scavenger hunt time. I took 5 little magnets that I had. Oh, I put them over by the computer. And I need to put one on something. Oh, there's a good spot. I got one right there. Let's see. How about this one? There we go. That's the perfect spot. Look at that. It shows up real nice. Perfect. It's either, I don't know. What should we go with? Should we go with that magnet or that one? Well, I had those. We've got the squirrel which is fun. This is a little too real right now, so I really don't want to put this one up there. But it says, I want to wake up tomorrow to zero news, nothing, just cat videos. So that's a little too close to home right now. That's a little too real. But I think the squirrel, actually, the squirrel's just about fitting. So I don't know. Should I go with the kitten, or should you know what? No, I'm going with Sasquatch. I'm going Sasquatch. I feel it. I'm not full of hate today. I'm in a good mood. So Sasquatch is going on there. Okay, fair enough. I found that magnet in the store, and I couldn't stop laughing when I saw it. So I just bought the dumb thing. I was like, this is hilarious. I never expected it to be like on a grinder while I was doing a stream, but you can actually usually find these at like at a store called It's Sugar, I think. Now, again, I eat like a toddler, so that's probably why I go into It's Sugar. I have the eating habits of a 5-year-old, as I've been told. So, yeah, true. Good point. Okay, where's Blade? Blade. Oh, no. No. Oh, shit. All things I didn't want to drop on the ground. Okay. Well, I'll come back to you later. We'll do this. Let's undo Das Blade. Oh, wow. This is really on there. This magnet is incredible. It is bitching. I need a bigger table over here. All right, let's clean that off a little bit. Okay. So first thing I want to do is I'm probably just going to get the edges all squared up, get them flat. Oh, man, this thing's heavy. I'm going to remove some handle because this thing's a monster. It's actually very well balanced already. Pretty well balanced. But I got a lot of metal to take off, so we're going to see where that's going to happen. The end, obviously, is a weird cutoff, so I'm going to shape the end. Get it right. It's a good heavy end on it, but the pocket chopper. God. I need to go back to bed. I'm going to have a drink. Oh, God. Glad I didn't do any dumb shit like that when that Chicks' raid happened yesterday. I would have not been real proud of myself. That thing starts to shake and move, give me a heads up, would you? Because if that magnet starts to wander, it's going to fall in my bucket, and I'm trying not to let that happen. But I can't really keep too much of tabs on it. So if it starts to run away, let me know, would you? I look at the chat more than I look at the actual video, so. This is the fun part of the stream, right? This is the exciting part. This goes so much quicker than it used to, though. I mean, I'm sure you remember the dark days, Wisdom, of trying to make stuff and how much longer it would take. Well, I had a magnet on here before that's in the bottom that was from my belt company, and it kind of came loose, but it wasn't as strong. So I just want to be sure. I figure with any vibrations, it's not a super magnet. It's not the bitchin' magnet. It's just a fridge magnet. So I just don't want it to, wander away and fall off. I like this magnet. As you can tell, because it still makes me giggle like a schoolgirl when I see it. Because, I'm mature. That's why I said this stream ain't for mature audiences. Nobody mature is watching this. Hey, look, my heart rate's coming down. Finally. Get the breathing right. I gotta breathe right so I can get it right here. I gotta breathe proper while I'm doing this so I can actually have like a normal pulse for a while. I remember the dark days of when I first started, and I had the crap grinder, and it was basically like, oh, that's the shape it kind of came out of when I was done hammering. Well, that's the shape it's going to be because I can't change a damn thing. It's kind of interesting, to see where things have kind of come from. What I'm doing now would have taken me, I don't know. Well, yeah, that's absolutely cool. Are you kidding? That's the best part of this, just to watch the stuff just go away. It's, the shape can actually happen. And that's what's really cool is that, as I'm doing it, I can see the shape change. And I don't have to, I'm not here for a day and a half doing it. It's more of a pleasure now than it was. It was so stressful before. But I mean, in a little bit of time, you get, a refined shape very quickly. I mean, whether it's good or not, I mean, it's up to the end user, but either way, it's still, kind of refined. Like all of the edges now, they're all clean. So it's kind of giving me that final shape already. Alright, I guess it's time to start on the side. This is the part I was slightly scared of. So let's see what's going on. Shit, I missed a call. I'm not answering that. I'm not getting into this right now. I'm not starting this. I just love to see the actual shape kind of start to take as it starts to clean up. I'm not answering that phone call. I'm not in the mood. If you want to talk to me, jump on the stream. Jump on the stream and talk to me. Use your Facebook. Use Twitch. I don't care. Oh, and if you ever have my phone number for any particular reason whatsoever, if I ever need to talk to you or you have my phone number and you call me, do me a solid, never leave me a voicemail. Because as soon as I see you called me, I'm just going to return your call and not listen to the voicemail. That's going to happen every time. So, yeah, just call me and I will call you back. If you have something to say, then send a text message thereafter. Because I will not listen to the voicemail first. I don't care. Call me weird. I don't give a damn. But fine. I don't do it. I never said I wasn't a weird cat. Whatever. Hot, 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 hot. This one's going to turn into a nice one. I might need a good sheath. Hopefully someone buys it. Like I said, Wisdom, I'm going to tell anybody who buys one from me, if they are looking for a sheath, to come to you. Because I really am not getting into the leather working aspect. I can't. I don't have the time. I mean, God bless you for being able to do it. I mean, everybody has a hobby. This is my hobby, but I just don't have the time to do it. So, but anybody else out there, welcome to the stream if you are checking it out. We're doing some grinding. This is what we're grinding. We're doing the pocket chopper over because I screwed it up so bad yesterday. So if you have any questions, please feel free, drop a line. So, well, it is, yeah. I mean, for me to also do that, like I have the time and space for it, yeah, right. I'm doing it again. Starting to grind the middle out again. Pretty close. It's, I mean, everybody's got a hobby, and it's... I understand when people are like, oh, you do knives so you make sheaths. It's like, well, it kind of doesn't work like that, I can't do everything here, Normally, anytime I see, like, people at Ren fairs, it's like, oh, look at this place that makes knives. I'm like, yeah, they've also got, like, 8 people working for them. So, one of those can figure it out. Plus, they've also got a business. I'm in my basement, damn it. I need another thing to do down here, yeah. Tell my wife that. Good. Somebody please tell my wife that I need to be making leather sheaths while I'm down here. Go for it. Go find one of the knives in the house and cut you with it. Promise. Hey, finally bringing my heart rate down. I have kind of a high resting heart rate anyway, usually in the 70s. Getting pretty straight. Really having trouble moving material right up here. That's where I seem to be having some trouble getting rid of material. Need to move some handle thickness, that's for sure. Hot. Take better care not to overgrind this time. So I hope you guys are enjoying the stream. If you're out there, please feel free, drop a line in the chat if you'd like. I'm more than happy to hear from you. If you're out there just lurking, please feel free. Say hello, guys. I love hearing from all of you. I really do. Without you guys, I'm just a crazy dude in his basement talking to himself. And I don't want to be that guy. Nobody wants to be that guy. And if you're also new, wondering what that number is moving around here somewhere, there it is. Whee, that number. That's not the temperature down here. That is my heart rate. Like most streamers, I now have a heart rate monitor. I probably should put a little heart picture next to it, I guess. Huh? So, got a little heart rate monitor so I can, try to set the high score like I did today. I think today's record was 160 something. I'll have to go back and watch it and see. But, yeah, you got to set the high score. And when you're forging, it's not hard. Starting to get there. She's taking a nice shape. Getting clean on that side. A little harder with the light all the way across the room. There we go. Getting cleaner over here. So I want to get all the marks cleaned up. All that stuff you see down there. I want to get all that scale and hammer marks cleaned up. Work it out. Then once that's done, then I'm going to put it in the bevel jig and start beveling it. Actually, once I get it closer here, then I'm going to grind out that finger well I was talking about and see if I can find a new way to screw this blade up. So I've never actually put that my small wheel holder on, so it's going to be I have to change the speed because the bearings won't handle the high speed of the 7-inch drive wheel, so I have to put it on the 4-inch so it'll be okay. I don't want to blow my bearings out. Nobody wants to do that. Oh, okay. Man. It's not bad. I like the way it's coming out. This is heavier. This is way heavier than the other one. This one's got some meat to it. Good Lord. I got so scared because I made the last one so damn thin. Now I'm like, I got this meaty blade. I don't think there's enough 36 grit belts in this house. Hot. Okay, heart rate's doing good. 97. Why is my heart rate up so high? Weird. It doesn't feel like it's really working. I mean, I'm comfortable. I'm relaxed. This isn't hard work. Trust me. This grinder does all the work itself. Man, you guys got quiet. Come on, perk up, guys. Wake up. Says there's 4 of you here. I don't know. Y'all quiet because of my my new magnet? Is that what it is? I love that magnet. A little mad that I wasted the belt and the belt life on the last knife that I did. A little sad about that, but it's the way things, we all mess up once in a while. But pretty happy the way this one is coming out here. I think this is going to be cool. It's just a matter of getting the grind right. Thank God for the grinding jig. That bevel jig is a gift. That thing is a pleasure. Damn thumb on my glove. I like to push against the thumb on my glove here. For some reason, the thumb of my glove feels very long today. Hot. JJ the Ray Ray. Well, welcome. What the hell is going on here? What the hell is that? Okay. You guys bots, or are you actually here to say hello? Oh, okay. What's going on, guys? How are you? Welcome to the stream. I worry sometimes. I get some weird bots that wander in here, so I'm, never quite sure. Hope you guys are doing all right. Welcome to the stream. You've tuned in for the grinding portion of the stream. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Sorry, I didn't see the. Oh, there it is. I'm sorry. I don't. I have my earplugs in. I apologize. I got earplugs in right now, so I couldn't hear the notifications. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it, guys. For anybody coming in, welcome to the stream. Right now we're currently grinding. That's what that loud ass noise is. So this is what we got going on. The pocket chopper, as we're calling it. So it's 1060 steel, just about ground flat. I want to get a little bit flatter, get the profile a little bit better. Then I've got some metal to remove on the finger well, and we're going to see how that's going to work out in a minute. So thank you guys for popping in. So we're going to see how this is all going to go here. This was hand forged from a piece of rail anchor. Unfortunately, you guys missed the forging part. I apologize. Um, but this was all hand forged, and now I'm just trying to get it ground to the basic shape. But I think I'm about happy with where it is. So 1080 is pretty good. 1060 is what I have. If I can show you over here, let me grab a piece. This is what I normally use. This is something called Rail Anchor. It's this big thing that keeps railroad rails and the ties from kind of wandering and wobbling around. So this bad boy is on there. It's really pretty good spring steel. And the best I can find, they usually say it's about 1060 steel. And I get it cheap. So yeah. And let me tell you something. You'll like it. Makes a really good finished product. I've really enjoyed it. It tempers easy. Works very easy as well. I'd recommend using it. It's great stuff. It's a lot of fun to work with. Working it flat on the anvil is a little harder. It's thick. It's thick, and it's not always super agreeable to get it flattened to knife shape. So we got to do some changes right now because I'm going to be crazy. What I want to do is we're going to change this over to the small wheel holder right now to get the shape that I want for the finger well on this blade, because I don't want to file it because screw that. So we're going to try to do this. It really is. Thank you guys, really. I try to do this at least 2-3 days a week, maybe more now. I'm trying to branch out a little bit more. This grinder is only about 3 weeks old, so it's been kind of oh, thank you, JJ. Appreciate it. Thank you so much for the follow. So I've been trying to grow, get a little bit bigger, have some fun doing this stuff, make some good products. Oh, thank you so much for the host as well. Again, sorry I didn't hear it before. Usually I hear the notifications, but I had earplugs in and the grinder going, so I couldn't hear a damn thing. So what I'm going to do is we're going to change this over to the small wheel holder. So this little guy here has the small wheel. The belt goes around, yada yada. I've never used this before, so we're going to see what's going to happen. But the one thing I have to do is go over here and change out my drive wheels. I have a 7-inch drive wheel on there right now. I have to change that out to a 7-inch. Change the 7-inch to the 4-inch. Because from what I've been told, if I use this with the 7-inch wheel, it would burn out the bearings. So, oh, nice. Well, I'm trying to grow. I'm always trying to learn new things here and there. I basically stick with the knives. I like the knives because well, I like not having to make something super, super huge for storage space reasons. So some of the stuff that I've done, let's see if I can bring up a couple of the recent knives. Now that I've got this grinder and the bevel jig, this is some of the stuff we've been making. I acid etch all the stuff because it's not stainless, obviously. 1060 is not stainless, so I acid etch it and then do the bevel. The bevel jig for this machine is amazing. Does a really nice, really clean bevel, which is really fun. Let's see, what else we got back here? We did that one already. Where's my other one? I got a whole bag of stuff over here. Just Lord knows if I can find anything in here. Let's see if I can cut a finger off while I'm at it, huh? That sounds smart. Oh, here we go. This is the fun one. I did a little Skinner the other day, which was kind of cool. Oh, well, I didn't make the bevel jig. So here's the Skinner. Let me show this off real quick. Did a nice little thumb rest in the back, nice little Skinner. So I found the bevel jig online. I found it on Amazon, and it was a little pricey. But the beauty part is it's got this lovely little plastic thing on the bottom. Now this was the beauty. It's just, I don't know, whatever, some kind of Delrin plastic or something. But that slides on the flat rest, which I add on here, and doesn't destroy it. It's basically crap load of holes for screws or, well, bolts, and one adjustable little lovely guy here. And I basically can adjust that to however I want it and set, the bevel angle, and that's it. Nice, lovely little handle to hold on to slide it. You can find them on Amazon. They cost a little bit more, but again, this was the reason I didn't make one, because I didn't want it falling apart. I didn't want the metal bottom of it scratching. There's a million, and you've probably seen them. There's a million how to make this on Amazon or on YouTube. But I said, you know what? I don't want to destroy the nice flat rest that I have by gouging it up with, well, my mediocre welding skills. We're not going to get into that. I said welding. That means my friend's going to show up soon. I said the word weld. If I say the word welding on stream, I got a guy who usually shows up. It's like clockwork. He'll be here. Either that or he already is. This is a little trickier to get on here, so excuse me a moment. There she goes. Okay. I got my little depth gauge. Perfect. Now we tighten it down. It's really just a oh, that is my pulse. I just added that today because it was fun. No, oh, it's late. Okay, yeah, it's what time is it here? Actually, it's 4 o'clock here. So yeah, that sounds about right for other people. But no, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Enjoy your dinner. Yeah, that's my pulse. Normally when I'm forging, it's a very high number. So I thought it would be kind of fun to see what would happen. So I decided to put my pulse on there. So I'm wearing a chest monitor to make it interesting. And so, just a little added fun. I know streamers like to do it, so I thought it would be kind of a cool thing to do and see how it worked, that kind of thing. It's usually a lot more fun when I'm streaming or when I'm hammering, because earlier today I had it up to $1.60, so which is a pretty good number. It's a pretty high number. So we're trying to set the high scores. So, well, when it gets hot down here and you're working hard, you're swinging a 3-pound hammer, I'm not surprised that it gets up there. All right, let's see if I can figure out how to strand this. Okay, so it goes like this, and like this is a process here. Like that, and around. Oh wow, that's really loose. Now I've never fired this up before. So I have no idea, quite frankly. Wait, I gotta push it back just a little, at least a little bit of the tension. I have no idea what's going to happen. This could end poorly. This could work well. I don't know. But this is all just basically for the finger well that I want to install on here. So it's a little hard to track it, because this is really tight. I think the tracking's actually... No, it's tracking to that side. Alright, well, let's fire it up and see what the hell happens. Well, it seems like it's alright. The tension seems to be fine. This whole thing is a little crazy. There's not much to it. It's just I think it's because it's this rubber thing with a 36 grit belt. It doesn't spin a whole lot, so it's not really free. It's going to be a slower speed, so I'm not too worried about that. I'm not worried about it going out of control, but basically I'm just trying to put a finger well down in here. So I'm going to just basically be grinding out down into here and trying to set like a finger well somehow. So that's about the best I can assume right now. I'm just trying, I'm trying to go with what I got. But I've never really, I haven't used this before. I haven't actually fired up this tool. I probably should have done that before. Oh, see? There you go. I told you guys he would show up if I said welding. Oh, man. It never fails, man. I mentioned the word welding. All right, I'm going to start this thing, but I'm going to stand to the side. Because, yeah, do the math. Okay, everything looks good. It's going to go slower than before, so it's probably not going to be as loud. Oh, it's working. Look at that. Cool. If you're wondering how to get your grit off of this, yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. This is ever so quickly destroying my belt. So this is not a real treat here. Either that or it's resurfacing my belt because it seems to be doing some work. Ah, wood. Well, I would check if you wanted to make another one and you didn't want to pay what my wife paid for this because it was a birthday present, to be fair. If you wanted to find one on to make one, there's a lot of good instructions about making one with metal. There really is. There's a lot of great instructions. I would highly recommend checking it out. So that's what we're. Oh God, I gotta look at the camera when I do this. Okay, so there you go. I got the nice little finger well set in there. Yeah, it was my birthday when I got it, so I kind of, it was it was a great present. It really is. So, oh, oh, that's nice. That's really nice. The finger sits right up in there. I might have to drop this a little bit, but I can do that on the flat. So that's a little high right there, but I think if I drop this down, I really like that. Yeah. Well, so that's what I got for this. So I knew I had this to do small stuff. I can get multiple small wheels for this. I can buy other ones to adjust the size from whatever the hell this is to smaller, a little bit smaller to kind of bigger. So it's a great little tool for this, and that's kind of why I bought it because I knew it would be a great little radiusing tool. Uh, but yeah, that's actually really comfortable. I got to drop, like I said, I got to drop that part down a little bit because it's making my hand a little weird. But that, oh man, yeah, I like that. That feels good. Actually, I do have to square it, I think, because I'm a little off. I'm a little off center, so I'm going to fire it up one more time. Uh, yeah, it does look a little weird. It is a strange looking tool on its own, but it's super helpful. If I had a variable speed motor, I wouldn't have to change that wheel. But basically, I have the other wheel just for that. So yeah, that's why I'm going a little deeper. I just don't want it. It's a deeper hand wheel, or finger wheel, so it'll fit almost anybody. But I think that this part being up that much higher makes it a little uncomfortable. So if I drop that down a little bit, I'm gonna like it. But I gotta square it right now. It's not terribly square, and then we'll be good. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Super happy. I do not have a Discord. I'm working on that. That may be coming up soon. But the Instagram right now is going to be a great way to see finished products. So when things are done, I'm going to post them on the Instagram, which is right about there. There's the Instagram. So definitely check it out on the Instagram. The reason the Twitch link is there is because I'm restreaming to Facebook and YouTube. So this way I can level it out. But I am working on getting a Discord. That is something I'd like to do. But for right now, I have the Instagram, so that shows a lot of the finished work and things like that. So that's a great place to check out, and I'd like to try to get it to grow out a little bit. So probably in the next couple weeks. I probably should have done it while I had all this free time being quarantined, but I kind of forgot about it, to be honest. I was thinking about it before the quarantine, and then I kind of forgot to do it again. I guess, wow, man, that kicked a lot of red all over the place. Holy cow. Where's my brush? Oh, yeah, it's hanging up. That kicked a lot of red grit all over the place. So, yeah, a little sweepy sweepy. Okay, cool. Yeah, it's good enough. All right, so this is a nice little tool. Pretty happy with it. That's pretty effective. I don't need to really try to. I don't think I really need to use it on the high setting. I don't, I'm going to trust what those guys told me, and don't. So. So I got to change the wheel back one more time. Put my big 7-inch wheel back on. I guess the problem with not having a Discord is, or the reason I never had one was because I kind of felt like I was having trouble keeping like an audience, I guess. Full disclosure, like I don't know, I felt kind of, I've been kind of down about streaming recently, because sometimes when I'm streaming, it just feels like it's, there's nobody out there, and it's kind of hard to keep wanting to stream, and keep doing it and keep putting all that effort into it when it's like hey, nobody's here. So I'm trying my best, and I think that now that things are getting going a little bit better, I think getting the Discord, building the channel a little bit more is right on the horizon for sure. Oh, that's way too close. Okay, cool. Try to get this squared up. They give you this lovely little measuring tool to measure the distance so that your wheel is in generally the right place. You can still correct it with the tracker on top. So it's a cool grinder. I'm not gonna say where I got it. That's a point of contention. I'm not happy with their customer service, so I am not revealing where I got it from. So unfortunately, I had some issues, and crap! Wow, that Allen key really bounces. Okay, let's put the Allen key on the nail this time. There we go. Well, that's kind of what I've done. I just enjoy streaming just to make the blades. It's not so much to like I can't make like now that I'm not an affiliate, I can't I can't make money doing this. So I basically have the Instagram to show off the pictures, to try to grow, and I'm streaming on YouTube and well my personal Facebook. I'm streaming on those so that I have that extra outlet to hopefully, draw, draw whatever I can in. I'm just, I just enjoy doing it. I love making blades. It's a lot more enjoyable now that I have the proper equipment, for sure. Now that I have this grinder, the bevel jig, I mean, my stuff is coming out so much better. I'm not like sitting here like, oh, bragging, my stuff's so much better. But no, it's miles ahead of where it was when I first started. Having having a little tiny grinder on a bench grinder. And this is mostly for the people who haven't been in the channel before, who don't know. I mean, I used to have a little tiny grinder that I just it would take me what felt like days to get work done, and lots of streams and lots of work, and nothing was getting done, and the finished product wasn't even that great. So now I'm making stuff, and I feel like and I'm proud of it, and it's not taking me days. So that's kind of just I'm getting to that point now. So I'm just enjoying making knives, and I love talking and meeting the people that come on here. I think that's one of my favorite parts. Getting to hear from all the people from all over the place, meeting people from different countries, all that stuff. It's just fantastic, and that's really the best part of this for me, I think. So, got to make sure we show off the bitchin' magnet. Okay. Well, that's not the bitchin' magnet. The bitchin' magnet's my holding magnet. This thing is a little tight. I think I need to lube up this tripod a little bit. There we go. It's, I enjoy what I do. I enjoy learning from people. Having, getting to talk with everybody. It does help, but if I wasn't on stream, I would just jack up the music and rock out down here. Yeah, no, I hear you. And the longer you take, the better. But it depends on your tools. Like, to where this is right now, I mean, it's not, it's not a perfect grind yet. It's not perfect, but, what this would have taken me before with the old grinder, I mean, I would have been streaming for 3 hours to get it here after I hammered it. Literally 3 hours, 3.5 hours. Now, I spent maybe 40 minutes to get here, 40 minutes tops. So, I'm trying not to spend too much time, also because I want to be able to say, hey, I want to make some money on these. So, if I spend too long, people aren't going to want to spend, it's not, it's a time thing too. So that was the problem with the other one. I'm like, cool, I spent a week on this knife, and it doesn't look that great. Oh, wow. Yeah. Well, I mean, I would recommend a good 2x72 grinder then. There's a lot of them out there. And that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that was exactly where I was. I have a little bench grinder on the other side of the shop behind me. It's over here. Let me spin. Woohoo! So there's a little bench grinder, and this guy, well, not the angle grinder that's on top of it, but set this down. So there's this thing on here, but it's only a half a horsepower. and I couldn't move metal. I couldn't do what I needed to do with it. And now, you know, I've got a 220 volt, 3 horsepower motor. Well, uh, see, that's the thing. It's a trade off. I could recommend, to be honest, making things like that is, if you're coming from somebody who's been trying to make stuff and spending more time and money, the best bet is to find that medium. So work on smaller projects that take less time, because you got to say how much is your time worth too. If you're spending a week to make a knife, that should be like a Bob Kramer style or kind of quality. Maybe yours is awesome, but I'm also knowing that there's not a lot of people who are going to want to spend. Like, if you say, okay, if my time's worth $10 an hour, and I'm going to work on this knife for 5 hours, is it a $50 knife? I'd hope so. I think it's a $50 knife when it's done, and that's what I like to think of with when I'm working on stuff. So maybe to work on a I mean, again, this is coming from me. Take it for what it's worth. But to work on projects that might not take as long. So, like, for example, one of the other projects I like to do, which this might not be the style you want to do, but it's a good start, are things like bottle openers. So I don't know how much of your work you forge, but, like, I forge these bottle openers out of rail spikes. They're easy to do. They take less time. You can make money with them. And you can even do this out of other stock. I have, I don't know if I have a piece of it over here. They where the hell did it go? I knew I have a piece of mild stock. So I have a piece of mild stock somewhere over here. Is this it? But, I mean, you can get pieces of mild stock over at Home Depot or something like that. Oh, here it is. There's blending in with my shelf. But, I have a piece of, a piece of mild bar stock, which is 1 inch by 1/4 inch by 36 inches. And you could make bottle openers out of this and, sell them. And it's the kind of thing that you can, I guess to make money, you've got to consider how much time you're putting into it. So if you spend a week making a knife, sure, go for it. Yeah, post away. I can click it over here in my thing. See if I can load it here on my phone. Web page not available. Sorry about that. My apologies. That's why I keep my phone open, because I can't click the links in here. I keep it on my phone. I hope that's not the problem, but I mean, that's the kind of thing. If you spend that time, like, you got to look at how many hours you spend on the project. As my personal advice, like, if you spend that much time on the project, if you're going to want to turn a profit, I mean, you're going to go through belts. You're going to go through. I don't know if you forge. If you forge too, you're going through more gas, and all those become expenses. And if you want to make money, you got to turn out a hell of a project that you're going to sell for a lot of money. So you're talking like, okay, Damascus steel. I saved up to get this thing. Driving some. Oh, there we go. That'll make it easier. That'll definitely pop up. Or better. There we go. Yeah, so it's nice, clean grinds. But so here's my question then: What would you charge for it, and how many hours did you put into it? I'll follow you, so I appreciate that. Oh, God damn it! It's not in the website. So, sorry, it was in the website, but send me a follow, and I'll give you the follow back from the Instagram down there. But if you look at the hours you spent and how much you want to charge per knife, you got to ask, how much are you going to charge? I mean, is it $70, $80 knife? Yeah, it's a nice knife. It's a good high quality knife. It's good steel. You said it was good steel. You said 1080, I believe. So if it's good high quality steel, there's no reason that you wouldn't get good money for it. But like I said, if you want to turn a profit, Okay, well then that might not be too bad. 7 to 10 hours. You know, you look at your cost. You know, it's well. See, then you got to realize how much you're cutting yourself there. Your time's $5 an hour, if that's what you're saying. Are you worth working for $5 an hour? You know, I don't. I'm making these for $10 an hour in my basement. You know, because like for this knife, this bad boy took me 6 hours down here, one stream. You know, 3 and 3, and you know, I'd charge $60 for this guy. Well, I wouldn't blame you. I mean, if you want to, that's the way you're going to make money. You got to look at your time. You know, it's you got to look at how much time you're putting into it, especially wooden handles. You know, if you're going to do wooden handles, that's going to add a ton of time, which is why with these little guys that I'm showing, I've been doing the paracord because it's a lot of fun to make them, but it's also going to be, you know, it's going to keep that price down because I'm not spending hours and hours drilling and sanding and grinding everything else out. So I can do the smaller knives with just the cord. So that's my recommendation. If you want to make some kind of money with it, with anything really, you got to look at what your time's worth, and I think you got to be fair to yourself. So if you're not turning out that quality, you know, there's a YouTuber, what his name's ClickSpring. So this guy, I don't know if you've ever seen him or heard of him. He made this clock. He makes some other stuff, but he made this clock that he made, and it took him 1,000 hours to make this clock. Now, to be fair, he made like every piece. The guy machined everything in his home shop, and it took him. I think he said over 1,000 hours. Now, 1,000 hours to make a clock. That's cool. He can't sell it. What are you going to sell it for? Basically, it's not even worth your time, even at $1 an hour. You know, it's so to me, if you're making something, especially something you want to sell, you know, like I want to sell this when it's done. So if I get a nice flat grind on here, you know, and I get a good finish and a good shape, a nice edge, you know, I'm going to heat treat it at some point. Well, I mean, that's the problem. I haven't either, but that's why I'm trying to grow through like Instagram. Keep your Instagram going on. Like I said, send me one, and you know, hopefully, you know, our like mutual Instagram people, it'll start spreading. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to spread. I'm streaming here, and as it goes, it grows. I'd recommend Restream if you're not an affiliate on here. I don't know if you stream on here, but if you're not an affiliate, I'd recommend Restream. Restream.io lets you stream to different platforms. So I'm streaming right now to YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. So I can reach out to different people, and they can all see my blades as they come out. So maybe someone on YouTube is going to be like, oh, cool, and they share it, and it grows. So, you know, grow yourself a little bit and keep practicing. Just keep practicing with it, and that'll help you really work towards what you want to be. Because then as your work gets better, like I don't even want to show you some of the stuff that I've made in the past. Like it ain't that great. My old grinder was just terrible. I couldn't make anything good. So, you know, just keep working on it, and you know, you'll have a stockpile. And as you start to see your work get better, you have something to compare your stuff to. As you look back at your old work and go, oh, okay, I can do this better. And you said, oh, I did do this better. Like even just the stuff that I have over there with the paracord is miles ahead of the stuff I used to have. So, you know, that's the best information I can give you. And this is coming from a guy who isn't very big either. So, you know, I'm not killing it out here, but that's what I'm trying to do. So I got the nice edge there. I wanted the overhang, but I think I changed my mind on it. But like the big thing is, as you start to get better parts, you'll start to see your work change. So that's the thing. The more you can, you know, as you start to get a couple orders, you start to do stuff, and you can start to see your work change, and you know, your parts get better, and all that stuff happens. So really, you just got to give it time, get better. and you'll get there. Just be patient. Don't get down on yourself. You know, I'm trying not to. I just enjoy the streaming and the making. And, you know, as they get better and better, hopefully more people will want to buy my stuff. That's the idea. Wow, that resurfaced my whole belt. Holy cow. So, when you need to resurface your 36 grit belt, just put it on the small wheel holder. What the hell's that? Sorry, I heard some kind of weird noise. My Instagram is right there. The IG right there. In Your Head Forge. Just search for me right there in the app. That's why I couldn't send you the thing, because you sent me it like in the website, the Instagram website, and my phone got confused. So just go search for me in Instagram right there, and you will find it. You'll see my little logo. Is this thing making a noise? What the hell am I hearing? Hang on now. Alright, sorry, I'm hearing things, guys. Don't mind me. I'm losing my mind. It's all good. Let's party. I think it's this thing. We're getting there. Pocket chopper is just about good. There we go. I think I see the ad on my phone. Thank you so much. I'll follow you back as soon as I'm done trying not to kill myself here. Thing is, it's making a noise that I can only really hear with my earplugs on. That's strange. I don't know if you guys hear it. I hear some strange little noise. It kind of sounds like an alarm. Oh, it's the motor. Okay. It's fine. She has been running for a while, so... That's comfy. That's comfortable. So I'm very happy with that. I'm hearing things. So yeah, I'll absolutely send you the follow as soon as I'm done here. What I may do is I think I'm gonna start the bevel. I'm gonna start the bevel very soon. And I'm going to start the bevel. I'm not going to finish the bevel like I did yesterday, like a dummy, and grind it all the way to the edge, because that was costly. I ground my blade too thin, and I basically screwed it up in the heat treat. So that was fun. That was a big-ass waste of time yesterday. Let's just put it that way. Well, it was fun streaming, but otherwise a big-ass waste of time. Hot. I mean, to be honest, Jay, the best thing I would say is if you really want to try to, build your arsenal, build up, little bit by little bit. As you ask, ask for little things for Christmas. Start getting things for, to build a grinder, or, ask for the parts of the grinder, different parts. Different kit, anything you might want that you think would get you, closer to having what you need. Anything like that, when I started my forge, my birthday was coming up. It was a year ago. Oh God, I'm old. And I put out there, hey, if you want to give me a birthday gift, buy me some forge bricks. Here's the link. And that's what people did. Some people gave me forge bricks to help me build my forge. I mean, they weren't expensive, but that was what it helped. Every little bit helped. So as you want to try to come up with things to do or to enhance your the quality of your stuff, find that kind of little thing. Find little small ways to build it up. I don't know what kind of forge you use. I have a fire brick forge, a propane fire brick forge, and it's a pretty nice little forge. Over, come on, there we go, right there. There's the forge and my messy ass basement. But just all fire brick and propane. So. All right, so I think it's bevel time. Okay, yeah, so you're right about there. Let me get the brush on this thing. Try to clean this thing off and keep it somewhat decent looking. I know it's going to get dirty, but especially these threads here, so. Yeah, but all those little things help out. If for any ways you want to build, build your forge and build your stuff up. I mean, that's what I would recommend. Just find those little ways that people can help you out, and you'll be good. So this baby is helpful. Yeah, give it a shot. So the way I do it is I have a chisel. So basically, when I do it, I use a chisel. I flatten out the top of the spike. So I kind of squeeze it down a little bit, flatten it out, get a kind of a flat surface. You'll kind of find the speed that you, or the size that you're going to want to use it for. But I should do one of those later tonight. It's been a while. I'm kind of due. But you get a decent amount of piece to work with. Maybe a half-inch thick. Maybe between there and maybe about a half-inch. So work it down to a half-inch. Get yourself a nice little rectangular piece at the end. Find a spot to drive the spike. I drive, or the chisel. I drive the chisel the length of, lengthwise with the actual. It's not really. I shouldn't say chisel. It's more like a chipping chisel. Hang on. Let me see if I can find it. By the way, it's always scavenger hunt down here. It's kind of what we do. So it's kind of like a chipping chisel. Just a big, weird chipping gun chisel that I can hammer through it. I'd recommend something like this, like a little curved something as well, to knock the tooth in to the bottle opener. And so if you do that, so drive this through, and then this gives you, your opening to start here. So that gives you your opening. Work it round on the horn of your anvil, or whatever round thing you might have. So work it round, and then Once you get it opened wide enough, tap, heat it up and take the flat part on the end, heat it up, tap it with the hammer to kind of smush the end of it, and then use that round, any kind of round punch or something like that that you can put there, and tap out the tooth and work that in. Step that back a little bit and push that metal out for the tooth. Excuse me. There's plenty of videos you can probably see for making, for forging a bottle opener, and that might give you some good start. But they're great. People love them. They're heavy. They rip bottles open. A center punch would work if you have a big center punch. Yeah, a center punch is fine. I just don't have a big enough one. So I use the chisel. So whatever. It's what I use what I have. Again, like I said, I don't have everything either. So if you have if you have a small center punch, as long as you can get a hole, find something that you can work the hole open a little bigger. Whatever you can use to get the hole big enough to get on your anvil horn. So, because you have to start working it up your anvil horn, and that's the way you'll kind of stretch the hole. If you have a cone or anything like that you can stretch it on. I'm trying to think of like what kind of other tools there are for that. They sell things like it online. I'm just not 100% certain what else they would be called. But, I don't know if a center punch would. If you can find like a chisel and round it off, I would recommend that, because that's kind of like what this thing looked like it was at one point, was some kind of chisel. And if you had just any kind of chisel and you round it, this is what I find works best. And again, take that for what it's worth. But this little guy, it's just a nice little round thing, and I can set that back and push the tooth out and just kind of hammer it down at almost like a 45, and that pushes the tooth out. So if you can find just like a chipping chisel or something like that and grind it round on a grinder, I would say try something like that. I think that would, you can get them for cheap. Find them at Goodwill or wherever, and just grind it to that shape. And you just need something hard. If you had something good and hard, I don't know if railroad spike would be hard enough, because a couple hammers, it would probably flatten it out. But if you can make one out of a spike or make one out of something you have, I would recommend that. That's, again, my personal use is, for what it's worth. Take my advice for what it is. I've only been doing this for a year, so I'm not going to sit here and say I know everything, because I don't. But I do enjoy this, and that's what I do. So there you go. Okay. Yeah, well, some spikes have a little bit more carbon in them, and will take a hardening. But spikes just don't. They're usually low carbon, and they just won't get hard. They're very soft. So, from what I've learned, some spikes, they say, people find are more carbon. But the ones I have, they don't harden up. They kind of they think they do, but they're just not. They try to be something they're not, and it's a little unfortunate. So, all right. So I'm going to work on this. I'm going to set a ricasso, and I'm going to set. This is actually pretty nice. I'm going to set the ricasso a little bit up the blade. I don't know if this is steep enough. I think I want to go stouter. Okay, I think I'm happy there. Give it a shot. Yeah, I think I want stout if I'm gonna have this, because I'm not doing a double grind. I'm just gonna do this, and we're gonna see what we got. So it's and the angles are a little misleading here, because I am kind of off to the side here, but the angle on this is a little misleading. That's probably the best way to show the angle there. So I don't need it too steep, because I don't want a grind going all the way down the damn thing. So I'm going to probably, yeah, I think I'm happy right there. So All right, let's try setting up. Oh, God. My phone's blowing up. What? What do you people want? I'm not dealing with that right now. Don't have time. Anyway, so we're gonna see how this starts coming out. So let's start. I gotta grind it close. I can't take it to the edge. I have to remember that. Don't make the same mistake I did yesterday. So it gives a very even grind. It'll come out a lot cleaner once it gets down past. I think I have to go. Bring it back a little bit. Tool does all the work. It glides along real nice. Lets me set the ricasso very easily. But I'd highly recommend getting a jig like this or building one. If you're more capable than I am, build one. Go for it. Save yourself a couple bucks. I'm not terribly capable. Well, I love that show, so it's highly possible I did. If I'm not careful, I'm going to get wrecked, son. So it's starting to get there. A little bit more on this side, and then I'm going to start trying to shape the other side. Ooh, oh, what was that? Oh, that felt weird. Okay, cool. Some weird hand cramp there out of nowhere. Awesome. I hate getting old. Don't get old, ladies and gentlemen. Don't get old. I don't recommend it. Okay. Flip this bad boy over. First, give it a little dunky dunk. Now I won't touch the angle for the remainder of this. So starting to get there. Ah, hot. Getting there. I think I may have to call it soon. Dinner may be coming up. Surprised my wife hasn't come down and yelled at me yet. Come eat dinner. Okay, so I think I'm pretty happy with the way this is coming out. So what I want to do then is I'm probably going to heat treat in about a minute. I got a lot to take off on this side. I got to catch the blade up on this side here. Hot. Sparks. Dunk this in here. A little awkward dunking that in the bucket. I think I might have to set this angle down though. I think it's a little too fine. So it's going to take me forever to reach the edge. So that's going to be better. Okay, cool. All right, cool. That's where I want to be. So I'm going to have to do the heat treat now. It's cool. It's weird because whenever I do this, I get these weird clumps of all the sparks pile up right in front there. They pile up right in front of the belt. So I have to pull them off and then throw them in the thing. Okay, so that's about right. It's pretty straight. So heat treat time. Okay. I'm going to do the heat treat. This way I can, this will give me a chance to temper it while I am eating dinner and such. So let's not get this tangled up here. Let's see if I can do this. There we go. And we're going to bring the quench tank over. Cool. All right, let's get the propane fire back up. I'm going to adjust my volume in a second too. Bring myself back to normal. Because I do try to drop the volume for everybody so I don't have to, so that the grinder doesn't blow your damn speakers out, because it will. But now I don't have to yell. And I can take these earplugs out. Yay. Put these back. So I hope everybody's doing all right out there. Hope you're enjoying the stream. We're a little bit away from heat treating right now, so we're going to do that. We're going to fire this bad boy up. Whoops. Forgot the back was open. Do. Okay. So, here we go. This is what we're looking at. That's what's about to get heat treated. So, I changed the grind angle on the bevel. So, I've just got a little work to do on that. I'm going to get that all straightened out and happy. I'll let this heat up a little bit more. While I see why my phone is blowing up, excuse me. I have a group chat for my baseball team. Okay. Not a worry. All right. There you go. Cool, there we go. We got Twitch going. So we're gonna heat treat this bad boy right now. I'm gonna temper it off camera because that's not terribly exciting for you guys. I mean, unless you guys want to take a vote. If you want me to leave the stream on looking at a toaster oven, I mean, I can do that. I can bring the toaster oven over, and if that's what you guys want. I mean, I don't care. I'm going to be up eating dinner. There's going to be no audio. It's just going to be a toaster oven. If I get enough vote, I'm not even sure, but would that change your mind? Would that change your vote? All right, a little too overwhelming for people who want to see a toaster oven. It's really just going to be the camera on a toaster oven, looking at a knife in there. That's it. If that's what you guys want. I mean, I'm all about giving the people what they want. think it's a Black & Decker. It's a very nice stainless steel. I won't lie about that. It's a very nice stainless steel toaster oven. Oh, see, I knew everybody wouldn't go for it. I mean, I can't stream forever. I will be on later tonight, for sure. After I am done eating, I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna get this quenched shortly. Then I'm gonna go upstairs, try to eat some dinner. And once I'm done dinner, and an hour or two has passed, I'll come back down so you guys can, more than happily hop back in, and I will get everything rolling again. So. Well, this normalizes. Let me see what brand it is. I forget what it is. I only got it like 2 days ago. It is a Black & Decker. It's very nice. Still straight. Cool. I didn't think Toaster Stream would be too popular. All right. Getting a lot of smoke because my tongs are covered in oil, because these are my dipping tongs. All right, here we go. I do have a strange way of heat treating. Oh, hello. I do have a strange way of heat treating that I picked up from Forged in Fire. Instead of just leaving it sit in the forge, I keep it blade towards the fire, so the blade is the first thing getting the heat, and I just move it back and forth to make sure that the heat stays nice and even. So I do a nice slow move back and forth to watch the orange kind of stay even on the whole blade. They say don't lay it on its side in there, because that just causes one side to get hot and you get warps. So I keep it vertical the whole time. And then when I think she's good and ready, she goes in. I don't feel anything. I don't hear anything. And it's dead straight. Oh, Forged in Fire is great. And if you're paying attention to the show, you can learn a lot of what to do and what not to do. Sometimes a lot of that stuff has to be learned in practice. But, canola is the way to go. Fryer oil, yeah. Because it has a lower flash point. So that tends to help. That's what I've been told. If you're not going to buy the super duper expensive quenching oil crap. Yeah, it's nice and straight. That's what I'm looking for. And screw it up like we did yesterday. And I always forget. Oh wait, I got a rag right here. Perfect. I always like to try to get this oil off of here before I take this thing all around. So the oil quench, what basically happens is in steel, what makes steel steel is that there's carbon mixed in with the iron. And when you heat it up to a certain temperature, you change the crystalline structure of the actual metal. And it goes through different states. And so when you heat it up, all that carbon and the iron crystals all change. So what happens is you quench it, and those crystals form in a certain way, and it basically makes it harder. So the steel that was in there, you know, goes from a certain hardness to a much higher hardness. And the higher the carbon content, the harder the steel can get. So basically now, I have a steel that the file doesn't want to grab on. So that's what basically the point is. And if I had a piece of mild steel, which I do, I have a piece of mild steel right here. This is pretty cool, so I'm not worried about setting it on the anvil. But like if I take a piece of mild steel, put these here. So, you know, an unhardened piece of steel. This is just a piece of angle iron. Now, I'm not even going to do it where I cut it, but we're going to say on the back. See how the file grabs? It doesn't skate. The file just sticks. It wants to just bite and take steel out. But the hardened steel, it's harder, and it stays harder and sharper. So, now, that's basically what you're doing when you change the hardness. Now, the more carbon you have in there, the harder it can get. So what I'm basically going to do now is, and why we were joking about the toaster oven stream, is this is very, very hard right now. This is really hard, too hard, probably. It's more like glass. It's brittle. So what I want to do is I'm going to take it over to a toaster oven I have across the room. I'm going to heat that toaster oven up to 400 degrees, and I'm going to keep it at 400 degrees for about an hour. So after that hour, that's going to kind of take the hardness back a little bit and give it some of the, you know, make it a little less rigid and make it a little bit more, ductile. It's still very hard. It's still a very hard knife, but right now it's just too brittle to be a knife because you just go, oh, pink, and it's just going to break. Your edge is going to chip and your edge is going to crack. So you temper it back and you get a little bit. But that's the whole basis of it. That's why, so like I said, now you got, you know, a file doesn't want to grab on anything. So that's the whole process. But you can't do that with mild steel. So, or, you know, even just basic iron. So, you know, I have a piece of rebar here. You know, I could shape something out of it. Most of the time, like when you see blacksmiths, they're basically using mild steel, which is too low a carbon. And you take a piece of, you know, rebar like this and you go, okay, cool. There's no carbon in it. It's just basically iron. And you could hammer it out all you want. You can quench it. But when you're done, it's not going to get any harder. It's still, you know, squishy, you know, and the whole time the file's just going to go, just dig in and want to, you know, and that just shows how hard it is. It sort of does. It actually shrinks the, it does different things to the grain. The crystalline structure can change, and based on how you quench and what you quench in. Like if you quench in water, you can really make the grain really brittle, but super hard. But if you know what you're doing and you do it proper, that's how Japanese katanas are usually made. They're actually quenched in water, not oil. So, yeah, so that's what we're doing right now. So I think I am going to wrap it up for now. I will be back a little bit later, guys. I do have to eat some food. I am human, and I've been streaming for 4 hours. So, oh, thank you, Justin. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Welcome aboard. I do hope you are enjoying. But yeah, I want to go get something to eat, guys. I will be back in a little bit. I'm going to go put this in the oven. I'm going to get some real food that's not going to be in that same oven. And I hopefully will see you guys all a little bit later on this evening. Probably, what, maybe about an hour and a half. So let's say 7 o'clock. So about 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Adjust that to, well, adjust it to an hour and a half from now if you're not here. So, yeah. So thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. I really appreciate all of you. And I will hopefully see you all real soon. See ya.